song. Sometimes I heard these songs throughout my life, but they still always get curious. They're like, oh.
So this is Johnny Dangerous. We're here live in Portland, Oregon. Start the nighttime off as it gets dark with a group of native singers and drummers. Beautiful to hear. I'm gonna go back there in just a second, but just want to give you a recap. Past week, it's been really brutal here outside the courthouse. At least 3 people in the last couple days have been shot in the face and had huge wounds, and many people injured. It sounds like the native singers and drummers are going to do one more song. So I'm just showing you this is the federal courthouse. You can see there's no feds or police currently there. Like I said, support all of the local Black Lives Matter activists, organizers, journalists on the ground who have been here helping sustain this protest, this movement in Portland for the past 60+ days. So you can see the fences are reinforced with more fences. Nobody back there currently. So this is Johnny Dangerous in Portland, Oregon. I'm gonna come back around, show you the native drummers now. Now throughout the night, if I pan down when I go through the crowd, just making sure I, don't unnecessarily show people. So just be aware of what I'm doing. It's not bad film work, okay? So I'll let everybody know there was some native drummers and singers singing 2 songs. You can watch those after this feed's done being live. You can watch that from the beginning. This is so going back into the park, give you a little recap. As I was saying, looks like we have some people making food. Just gonna give a quick recap, everybody joining. Some native singers and drummers. Gives a beautiful 2 songs there right outside the courthouse on the right flank, on the right side. You can see in the distance. Go back to the crowd in a second, but over the last few days, the feds have been particularly brutal. The other day they arrested 24 people. They tackled people. They have gone after people, pushed people, shoved people, journalists, legal observers, moms, dads, black people, white people, Latino people, native folks. Want to let everybody know lots of people are blocked up, but it's a very diverse crowd by race, by age, all parts of Portland. And everybody here realizes this is a Black Lives Matter action protest, and that the goal is to defund the police by 50%. And to get justice for all of the injustices that have been happening. The Portland police have brutalized black folks, native folks, people of color in the city for a very long time. And people here realize that. People that haven't are aware of that now. So thank you so much for watching this, for uplifting their voices, the organizers, the activists who have been sustaining this in Portland for 60 plus days. I cannot explain how difficult that is to have a 60 plus day sustained action. So I really want to thank them, and you should support them. There's various local organizers. Don't Shoot PDX. It was a great group. Many local journalists who have been out here day after day, whereas I've only got here recently. So check out their writing, their videos, and especially the local activists here doing amazing work, and organizers. So it looks like the Wall of Moms group has just marched in. So I'm going to go and I'm going to show you that. Thanks for watching. It's beautiful here. After this stream saved, you can watch both of those songs. So if you're watching this, click the share button, start a watch party, get 5, 10, 30 friends to watch this.
Our streets!
So I'm going to come back through the back of the crowd here. So I'm going to give you a recap. So this fence right here has been up here since the feds have got here. So just today, if you want to check back on my profile, you can see starting 4 days ago, the Transportation Bureau of Portland has been charging $2,000 an hour, $500 every 15 minutes for this fence to be up. So the federal government has a $192,000 bill that's going up at $500 every 15 minutes. So $2,000 an hour from now, $4,000 2 hours from now, 5 hours, an extra $10,000. So that was just announced in an article. You can see right on my profile, I posted it right before I went live. So Portland is trying to do something to get this fence to the Transportation Bureau. That's good to hear. That's a pretty significant fine. The federal government has not responded yet to them taking that action. But you want to let people know, you want to share that, find that article. $500 every 15 minutes they're being fined, hypothetically, if they were to pay that. So that's brand new breaking news. That started 4 days ago, but it was just reported today. So I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to go back to the speakers. So it looks like they freshly washed this just in the last 15 minutes. You can see reinforced fence. So like I said, this is Johnny Danish reporting in Portland, Oregon for the last several days. Feds have been particularly brutal. I saw them shoot right at, press. I saw them tackle somebody on Saturday night and start kicking them on the side of the corner. You can see a lot of the heavy munitions shot right at people. I got hit in the elbow with a tear gas canister. You can see all of that on my feed late Saturday night, so about 1 a.m. Sunday technically. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna come up here so you can listen to some of the speakers. It's a real thick crowd. There's a lot of people here tonight. It's good to see. It's gonna take me a minute to maneuver around so I can get over there. Like I said, if you're watching this, share the feed out, click the watch party. You can get 5, 10, 20 friends to watch with you. Okay, sidewalk looks clear.
And he is just all around an amazing individual to come and talk to you here tonight.
I thank you for my life that I can be here with you, brothers and sisters, tonight. And I've been involved with a lot of things in my life, but it's always great to come someplace and see how much love, all the compassion between you, all the caring and all the sharing of the same ideals and beliefs, all the love you share with one another. My name is Art McConville. I'm this first I live in Pendleton right now, but I'm down here about half my life. People don't think I'm as old as I am, but the reason I think kind of somewhat old. I get involved with a lot of things like this because when I hear about it, and I hear what the causes are and how everybody feels about it, then I have to be.
Okay, being asked to back up some. Readjust the camera here.
We had Sandy Rock in North Dakota and South Dakota, a couple of years back, and as soon as I heard about that, I started wanted to go. I was ready to start walking. I didn't know where it was. I didn't know anything about it, but I had to go. And then when I got there, I didn't want to leave. It was like I searched my whole life for that place, to be in a place just like that, where you look around, you got thousands of brothers and sisters from all over the world standing there just like this, all together. To me, this is just all life is about. We can stand beside each other in everything that's great, everything that's good. You know, because we're here for our children, our brothers and sisters, our families and communities. We're here for everybody. You know, some people are willing to go a long way to help out. And I play my little part by showing up and trying to encourage people and show my love for you. You know, that's all I can do. Yesterday morning for a daylight ceremony we had Monday morning on the river. I got up at 2, well, I got up at 1, and I took off driving at 2 and got out here at 5:30 for the ceremony. And then I was awake all day, and then last night I was down there, I don't know, 2 o'clock, you know, who knows what time it is when you're having a good time out here. When you're having a good time, you're having a lot of camaraderie and a lot of family and faith and possible threats from people out here, you know, it makes you really strong, it makes you want to be stronger, it makes you want to show your love for one another. Thank you for allowing me to come down here and whatever I can do to you, if I got to get stomped on or something, that's fine. It ain't like it never happened before, you know. Thank you very much.
I'd like to open with a prayer, if there's space for that tonight. Everybody please, bow your heads. Oh, smile, take a smile, focus on display. Oh, my sister. Oh, smile, take a smile, focus on display. Oh, my sister. I feel like I have a big job tonight to represent my tribe and my people. I come from Skagit Valley in Washington State. I represent the Samish tribe, the Winnemish tribal members, the Upper Skagit tribe, the Layla. And I want to reach out to my family, and I hope you know I love you, and I'm here for you tonight. I'm here. But I want you to know that I'm here in solidarity, and we still exist, and we still matter. And no matter what, I'm here to fight for systemic equity, not equality. Further, I want more. If this land is taken from us, it better not be in vain. We better stand for the constitutional right that it was taken from us for. Please, I would like to end with the same prayer. Oh, smile, take a smile, take us on display. Nati, thank you for being here tonight and showing your solidarity. You'll be an honest representation of the heart that's going into this movement and showing that we're here to make real change for redistribution of funds that were taken and not rightly distributed. Thank you very much.
If you've missed any of this, you can watch it after it saves from the beginning.
Again, I just want to start out with Ethan Johnson. I'm the chair of the Black Studies Department at PSU. They told me I got 3 minutes. That's kind of, I don't know how I'm going to do that. But the first thing that I wanted to express is my concern for understanding where we are. What are we, and so what are we reading? What are we studying? Are you reading material made by the people that experience anti-black racism? This is important. Black voice about our current condition and experience is often silenced and ignored. I claim that it is the knowledge made by black people that provides the best understanding. So are you reading Black Agenda Report? Are you reading Hood Communists? Are you reading the Hampton Institute? Are you reading your local Black Observer, Portland Observer? It is imperative that we get the information from Black critical voices that are not diminished by their dependency on white philanthropy or the state for their survival. I've not been a regular attendee and participant in the protests in Portland. I've probably been out here for, about 7 or 8 times, often with my kids. My reasons for coming out are because I hold that this country, the state of Oregon, and the city of Portland are deadly places for black people. When I say deadly, I am not overstating the case. By deadly, I also don't mean murder by the police, just murder by the police. As one who studies racism, anti-black racism, one thing I know is that anti-black racism gets into our bodies and kills much more of us slowly than those murdered by the police. That's why I believe that our focus should not just be the police or the criminal justice system or the prison industrial complex. We need to focus on systemic change in all of our institutions. For example, the state of Oregon, the last time I checked, has the highest push-out dropout rate in the country for black high school students. This means that hundreds, if not thousands of black youth are destined for the criminal injustice system. If you don't have a high school diploma, your chances of being incarcerated are greatly increased. About 80% of all black people that live in the state of Oregon live in the Portland metro area. This means that it is the schools in the Portland metro area that are doing much of this work of pushing us out. This is an example of anti-black racism. What this all amounts to is that black bodies are under duress. They are stressed out because we know we have been essentially eliminated from participating in society. Once you have a criminal record, it very likely means you will be relegated to low-paying jobs and cycles of poverty. It's also very challenging to get housing if you have a criminal record. As a result of all this stress on our bodies and our minds, we ultimately die earlier than every other non-white group in the country. And I would qualify this statement to include indigenous folk in much of the misery black people experience, and they too suffer undue premature death because of anti-indigenous racism. The state of Oregon was founded on the idea of creating a white homeland. I'm sure most of you know that Oregon is the only state in the country to have in its original constitution a black exclusion law. It was illegal for black people to live in this state until 1926. If you were black and attempted to live here, your punishment was to pay a fine and or get whipped and how much you paid and were whipped depended on how long you overstayed your welcome. In 1866, the 14th Amendment was passed at the national level. It recognized black people as citizens of the United States. At first, Oregon ratified the 14th Amendment, but it rescinded the 14th Amendment a year later. While the gesture did not have legal standing, it did send a message to black people to not come here, which was very much in line with the exclusion law. Oregon did not re-ratify the 14th Amendment until 1974. Can I continue? So why is this important? It's important because it meant that very few black people came here. Much less black people came to Oregon and Portland because of the efforts to exclude them from here than the states of Washington and California when they were trying to escape the southern United States. We joke sometimes and say that the reason there are so few black people in Portland is not because of the rain. It was intentional policy to keep black people out. The fact that there are so few black people here is important for other reasons. I argue it is the reason why Portland has a reputation for being, ironically, the most politically progressive city in the country. It's ironic, right? That black exclusion has contributed to apparent political progressiveness. The libraries are strong, public transportation is good. We have what is called a no-growth boundary, which limits suburban sprawl that has happened in most large urban areas across the country. You can buy, sell, and smoke weed relatively freely here. You can even participate in a naked bike ride with thousands of mostly white people every year. Lastly, as far as I know, Oregon is the only state in the country that has a civil rights attorney just for animals. I wish black people had a civil rights attorney designated for us to protect our rights. As many of you probably know, Portland is the whitest large city in America. The reason is because it has and continues to exclude black people through its policing, education, housing, and employment policies. As some of you may be aware of, there is no longer a black physical community in Portland. It used to exist on either side of MLK Boulevard in Northeast Portland. Through gentrification, a deliberate effort to move black people out of the urban core in combination with a small black population has meant the end of a black physical space in the city. Other urban areas across the country with large black populations have managed to maintain some physical space, but in Portland, it has been relatively complete. Portland has a politically progressive reputation because the struggles of anti-black racism in other large urban areas have not risen to the same level of conflict because of its small black population. In many large urban areas across the country, when black people moved in, white people moved out. Here in Portland, because of the small black population, white people stayed in the city with their tax dollars to invest in the education, housing, library, and transportation systems. They didn't need urban sprawl to create hideaway communities. They didn't need to create new school systems and transportation systems because they stayed here. And unlike other urban areas, black people did not gain access to the public sector. So Portland is the widest large city in America with an education, library, and transportation system that serves white people, at least it's middle class white people. All you have to do is look at Grant and Lincoln High School. I ask the question, why are you out here? I wholly agree. The criminal justice is a bankrupt institution. It never was meant to serve the poor or black or brown people. Police kill black people with impunity. In the state of Oregon, the police have killed over 65 people since 1992. 165 of whom were killed in the Portland metro area, and not one police officer has been punished for it. Black people make up 10% of those killed and murdered by the police, But when we consider black people only make up 1.5% of the state population, that's what we call over-representation. I would suggest the education and healthcare systems kill far more black people, but it occurs out of sight and slowly, so no one notices. We don't necessarily physically die, but we do socially die. So I'm not just here only because of the police. I'm here because the education, healthcare, housing, and employment systems cause just as much, if not more harm, than the fucking police. I asked the question, how many of you were struggling for racial justice before this all happened? I met a young lady when I first came here in 2005 who was in my class. She belonged to a group of white skinheads who went out and attacked the alt-right. They would beat them up and let them know they were not welcome in Portland. I appreciated her work. I am not encouraging to do this without any training or forethought. They were very intentional and had strategy. I'm just saying, there have been white people down with helping black people for a while. I teach in my classes that it's okay not to have clear solutions. As white people, you are taught that through voting or working in the system, you can make change. In other words, you are taught to think there are clear solutions. The simple fact is very little has substantively changed for black and indigenous people for a very long time, and we've been working our asses off. I move away from words like hope. I believe in people, but people must educate themselves to understand the severity of the problem. We are in deep, deep shit. Within the context of COVID and the murder of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, it helped some of us see it. But we have to chase after better understanding. This is serious stuff. Some of you are going to have to let go of friends and loved ones if you're going to invest in valuing black life. That's what I've had to do, and it's simply too tiring trying to talk and live with people who simply don't want things to change and won't make an effort to change. So when I say Black Lives Matter, I say it because I know this country and most white people and their junior partners do not value black life. Every social economic indicator demonstrates it. I want and desire black lives to matter. I'm going to end talking about my work. I teach in the Black Studies Department at Portland State. Black lives don't matter there either. Black students have the highest non-completion rate in the university. Black faculty and staff are regularly leaving because of the anti-black racism we receive there. At PSU, anti-black racism is usually not direct. It most often comes in the form of indifference or treating us like any other group. The university loves to put us on their website and claim inclusion, but there is no substance. Black Studies and Indigenous Nation Studies are the smallest departments on campus. PSU has no requirement for students to take courses on race and ethnicity like many urban universities across the country, and its number of tenure-track black faculty is abysmal. In 2014, the newly armed PSU police force killed its first person. A black murdered its first person. In Washington. We are currently fighting to disarm the PSU police. I encourage you to read, pay attention, get involved, and don't compromise your principles. Read black critical intellectual work. Support financially critical black organizations. And if you're white or a junior partner, participate in organizations doing work to dismantle anti-black indigenous racism. Thanks for listening. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
feel. I march with the Moms March most days when I'm not sleeping at my house and I can't handle it, so. But we're with Black Unity PDX. Hello. Also, I just wanted to let everybody know, because I say this almost every single night, because I know there's new faces out here every single night, and I appreciate it. But remember, it is dangerous out here. It is dangerous. It's not safe. And it's not safe because of us. It's not safe because the police want to hurt us and they want to harm us. So don't get it wrong. We ain't the ones that are hurting people. We're out here safe. So I'd like you to tell 3 people to come with you next time. Every single time. If you can't make it, tell 3 people. If you're going to show up, tell 3 people. Like, hey, can 3 people come with me tomorrow? And then tell those 3 people to tell 3 people. Because this should be getting bigger and bigger every day. It was getting bigger over the weekend, then it got small again compared to what has been this entire weekend. You guys, it should be literally blocked. It should be all the way down this entire, all of Portland should be out here. All of Oregon should be out here. Not the capital, but everybody is looking at Portland. So everybody in Oregon should be here. Everybody should be here fighting for us, because right now, we're like one of the only states still kicking hard. And we ain't giving up. Also, for people with when the tear gas comes in, because they're gonna tear gas us, we don't know when. Just kidding, they always do it between 11 and 1. I mean, it's a routine out here, guys. I've been here for 60 days. Too fucking long. Anyway, if they tear gas us, and I know a lot of you guys aren't wearing goggles or respirators, just walk to like one of those streets back. Like maybe like go to like 3rd, is that 4th and Salmon? Just everybody just go to like 4th and Salmon and just wait. And have the whole group just wait back there. Because we get split up in like 15 groups, and then that's when they're like, hey, let's mollywalk these bitches. Because they're split up. Fuck it, let's hurt them. Even 10 times more. Except since the mom wall has been here, we are getting hurt 10 times less. Because they would run after us for hours. I mean, like, me and Princess would run for hours. I mean, hours. And I'm not even joking. Like, my sister has a broken pelvis, and we had to like grab her by both arms and run. And people were like carrying her legs, running one way. So just like, and I have a broken jaw, so I'm still out here. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I just want you all to know to stay safe. Remember who's next to you. It's not a game out here. We can still have fun and laugh. I mean, come on now. My culture, that's all we about is having fun. So, you can be out here and laugh. And just because the first tear gas wave hits does not mean to go home. Don't go home the first time they tear gas us. I've been tear gassed literally over 100 times. It is...
If these bitches can survive a couple rounds of tear gas, your body can survive a couple rounds of tear gas. Period, point blank.
Also, if you have the NLG number on you, write it down. Mostly on your stomach, because I say this because they will try to wipe it off. So you can't call them. I always write it on my belly, upside down, so you can see it. Or put it on like your leg or something. Because if they see it on your arm, they'll try to wipe it off. I understand it's Sharpie, but they can still wipe it off, guys. Like, come on now. You grabbed your kid and like, I got Sharpie all over you. Just remember, it's dangerous. Stay safe. And if a cop snatch you, what do? Because I know a lot of you know. Exactly. If a cop snatch you, there's so many of us out here, we should never let anyone get arrested. You could have, even if like these, listen, there's some big guys back here. There's big girls back there. There's mamas up here, guys. They're protecting us. And if one of them is gonna get snatched, y'all better run up and try to snatch your mama back. If they're gonna be in the front, we better protect them in the front, because I want them here every single night here. And I'm a mom of a 6-year-old. My kid sees me out here every night, and she's like, Mommy, you're gonna come home safe? Yes, I'm gonna come home safe because my community protects me. And it should be like that everywhere. No black person should feel unsafe because of their community. Their community should make them feel more safe. And these fucking cops should make us feel 10 times more safe, but in my entire life, they have never made me feel safe. Ever. I have told this story a million times. When I got my jaw broke 2 months ago, when this a white guy beat me up, broke my jaw in 3 fucking places in my own fucking kitchen. The cops arrested me. They put me in the back of a cop car. They told me I was gonna go to jail. The white guy walked past and said, whatever she told you is a lie. And I hadn't even said anything, because I'm not a tattletale. After that, I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with people? This guy is he's just gonna walk away and it's gonna be okay? Like, and I get to sit here and have a broken jaw. They literally told me my jaw was fine. I woke up the next morning, couldn't swallow my spit. I couldn't breathe. I didn't even know if I was gonna be able to rap again, because rapping is my life. I bawled for straight 3 weeks straight, eating fucking applesauce and blended burritos. Like, what the fuck? And this nigga gets to live in Gresham and have a hoe diddy life and act like nothing happened, but I have to sit here with a broken jaw and barely still being able to eat pizza. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Who am I supposed to call if the cops won't help us? They're supposed to help us. And I didn't even call the cops. The cops just showed up. I ain't cop calling them. Never in my life will I call the cops. They never helped me. The cops got called and they still arrested me with a bleeding fucking mouth. Then, while I was in the hospital, my sister got pushed off a balcony. Broke her pelvis and her foot. The same guy that broke my jaw broke her, and he's still not in jail. He's still walking out in his life. He's still having a good old time. And I'm out here fighting for my fucking life as a black person. His name is William Hasty. That's as best as I got. I can't tell you his address because I'm not going to be at fault if any of y'all do anything, so. No. I ain't going to jail. I got a 6-year-old. But I just want y'all to know that, like, I appreciate every single person that is out here, because I've been fighting since the day I was born to be black. Y'all should fight till the day you die. And I know a lot of you don't understand, but haven't been through racism like I have. Like, I've been spat in my face. I've been pushed over. I didn't even get my first crush until I was in freshman year. Like, oh, and he was, and then now he's my baby daddy. What the fuck? I've only had 2 boyfriends in my entire fucking life. Literally. Not by, hey, I like you. They're like, no, nigga. But I'm just rambling now because I talk a lot. Anyways, I love every one of you guys. This is not my speaker, so I'm not going to take up any more time. I just wanted everybody to know, like, there's people out here, so let's be a community and let's protect each other more than the cops do. Because, like, they're bullshit. They aren't protecting us. We don't need them. Obviously, we have enough medics out here to take care of each other. I don't know if you guys seen me, but when the Moms March first came up here, I had to stop little children from fighting. And also, I know you children can hear me. If you're fucking 15 years old, I'm sorry, but don't start a fucking fight out here. Y'all make us look bad as fuck. Like, hella bad. And also, white people, don't start a fucking fight. This movement is about you. It's not about you. Don't fucking come out here just to fight other people because we don't want this to be right. Yes, we are not violent, but we are not peaceful, because peace comes after we get here. Like, I am never gonna be peaceful. Because fuck that, nigga. Just because I'm yelling doesn't, like, no. I'm not gonna be non-violent. Sorry, I'm messing my words up. I'm just gonna get off this stand before I mess it up a lot more. I love you guys. My name is Teal. What's good? Follow Black Unity PDX. Hopefully we'll get some marches during the day so everybody can come to them.
I want to reiterate something. We got news that Kate Brown and the federal...
Hey, so I'm gonna get a little bit of a mic check break and also a video check. My video was getting real blurry there for a second. The light was real shit over there. So there we go. Okay. So yeah, it was definitely a lighting issue. There's the spotlight got lost there for a second. So you can still hear the speaker. There's a new speaker. So you can see this is part of the wall of moms on in front of the Justice Center. They're blocking the road you know, it makes sure that no police come and stop the speakers, the groups. So I'm gonna walk by. I'm gonna walk around the back to the fence, and as I'm walking, I'm gonna tell you what's been going on the last couple days, and then also you can hear the speakers in the background. Okay, I'm gonna fix the camera here. Hold up. There we go, camera fixed, everybody. Thanks for joining. This is Johnny Dangers live in Portland, Oregon. We're listening to some speakers now. I'm showing you a picture of the Wall of Moms. Just one small portion of it. You can see a sign for defund the police. Like I said, this is Johnny Dangers live in Portland. Over 60 days of sustained protest. Disgraceful violence by the feds and Portland police. Day after day, night after night here. Recently, 3 people have been shot in the face. A journalist, a mother, another individual, just in the last couple days. So I'm going to zoom in on this. So you can see it's justice for George and Brianna. Some of the moms here. So, gonna walk around. When you're watching the feed, make sure you smash the heart button. It'll show up in your friends' news feeds. They can watch. You can see is a BLM sign. Several native drummers and speakers are still to the left there, you can see, of the last couple of speakers. We're in front of the Justice Center.
So really quickly,
it's right next to the courthouse,
foremost,
the federal courthouse with the fence.
That are in the crowd, I really do appreciate you for understanding why you are here today. Okay? Understanding why we are here today. If anybody has gone to the Wall of Moms website, and if you haven't, it's very simple. Get out your phones now, thewallofmoms.com. Go to this website. Do it now. Do yourself a favor so you can understand what we need from our white allies. Okay? Because it's really pretty simple what we need from you. Okay? And the Wall of Moms gets it. They understand completely why they are here. They understand completely what they need to do when we're here. Where are they? Are they here with us now? No. They are on the front lines between us and fascism. That's where the moms are. That's where the veterans are.
You could see, like I said, they're blocking the road, stopping police from coming in.
Amendment rights violated. Ronald Lee tonight or yesterday. So, let me let you know a few things about what the moms are doing. Okay? This is their mantra. I'm gonna read this for you, and then I'm gonna read a Martin Luther King quote for you, just so we can completely understand why we're here today. Okay? This is their mantra. Thank you, all brave mamas. We listen to black leaders. We are here to follow their direction. Behind the scenes and at the Justice Center. We go where they tell us. Our goal is to push the media to turn the focus where it belongs. Black leaders. Remember this. Now, I'm trying to read this without getting emotional really hard, as black men understand that white people will do this for you in this town in this day. Okay? All right. Now, and understand this. This is what we need from you. Not what we're asking from you. What we need. We will use our white bodies, not our white voices. Do I need to say that again? We will use our white bodies, not our white voices. ones would be spared some pain. To summon that non-warrior spirit to protect our kids, all of our kids, to let the feds and cops hit gas, shoot us first. Shoot us first, is what they say. Not be the voice of the movement. A lot of us haven't put our bodies in harm's way like this. It's really scary and awful. But it's what's been happening to black and brown bodies for years.
Yeah.
Centuries. Not years. Centuries. Let's help each other do this and thank all grace. On to the Martin Luther King quotes. And this is what Martin Luther King wrote in 1963. 1963, it's 2020 now. Certain conditions continue to exist in our society, which must be condemned as vigorously as we condemn riots. But in the final analysis, a riot is the language of the unheard. And what is it that America has failed to hear? It has failed to hear that the plight of the Negro poor have worsened over the few years. It has failed to hear the promise of freedom and justice that has not been met. It has failed to hear that large segments of white society are more concerned about tranquility and the status quo than about justice, equality, and humanity. And in such a real sense, our nation's summers of riots in summertime, are caused by a nation's winters of delay. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in positions of having these reoccurrence of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention. Martin Luther King Jr. 1963.
These are the voices of everybody else. Everybody that's the Black Lives Matter movement. These are all the voices. This is the things that you have to listen to, although they might hurt, although they may make you feel uncomfortable, although they may make me feel uncomfortable. These are all the voices.
You can see they're blocking the intersection there.
I'd just like to thank you once again for everybody that's out here. And I know
So sometimes as I walk through the crowd, I'm going to pan down. So just let you know ahead of time, feet's not going dark.
And this is education not for only you guys, but for us too. This is the first time that something like this has ever been done. We are the blueprint. We are the template for all those who follow. And a lot of people are following us right now. So you need to make some noise for yourself, because we are a template. I love everybody out here. I mean, I really, truly, honestly do. There's no, I say that every night, and I'm not just saying that just to say it, but I really do. Matter of fact, I barely got sleep because I get up early in the morning and I take this movement on the road as soon as I get out to bed. I can't, I don't even know if I'm talking right now. I think I am. That's how long I've been out here. And it's not because I'm trying to outdo anybody. I just want to see this, work. I just want to see the change. I've been doing this so long, I forgot what my prayer is. I forgot. I gave that up and took this on full time. That's no law. What you're hearing is voices of two people with a megaphone that came out here and just grinding our way up to the speaker. And I'm grinding my way to the
Sorry.
And now we're the voice of comfort, I guess now. I was thinking today would be my life.
Here's a sign that says Black Trans Lives Matter. So like I said, this is Johnny Dangers here live in Portland. Gonna head down. I can hear some native drumming over here. There's a drum circle going. Gonna double around the left side here. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna go dark as I walk around. Okay, gonna take a step back here. So I stepped off the line there for a second, if you're wondering. Kind of a random person just came by and said to not film faces, which I think they may have been misunderstanding the context, but nonetheless, decided to take a step back. The native drummers and singers were obviously drumming right at the fence so that people could see the solidarity. You can see the sign Indigenous Solidarity with Black Lives Matter, which I'm not sure if you could see that. So probably a little bit misunderstanding, but nonetheless decided to, you know, back off for a second. One second when I check some video. I'm on live, but we're gonna say. Gotta get my helmet. Oops, excuse me. So I just saw a friend of mine over there. Want to say hi. Hard to see everybody. So I'm gonna get a shot of the flag here from behind of the singers till this person walks by.
Thank you! Thank you! One, two, three, four. Slavery, genocide, and war. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7.
So I'm going to circle back around here.
America was never great. America was never great. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's some RevCom folks kind of try to pull away the show a lot of time. So not always in good faith, kind of try to do their own thing there. So if you haven't encountered them before, you know, just kind of what they do. So you can see we're right along the fence. You can see for whatever reason they purposely left it dirty over here. Thinking, guess why? They sprayed it down with water but didn't really clean it. So I'm gonna circle around here to the left flank. Like I said, this is Johnny Dangers, live in Portland. Here's a nice shot. You can see here, they've reinforced the fence with the fence for whatever reason. So you can see this is a banner, likely a new banner, just put up there today. It's our duty as Americans to stand firm against fascism. You can see a creative message written there. So, and now this stuff was put here so it's harder for the feds to shoot people with projectiles through here. It actually works fairly well. That's right at face level. You can see BLM, ACAB. You can look that up if you don't know what it is. So that's real beautiful. We get to see once again some native drummers and singers. Haven't seen that in such a strong way as a group in my time so far here in Portland. So it's beautiful to be able to see. You can see there's many upside down flags, very common at native protests, meaning under duress, distress. So obviously all the treaties have been broken almost with the United States, many native nations or reservations. So you can see here, we're in front of the federal courthouse. Thanks for joining. This is Johnny Dangers. I just want to give a shout out that right around 1 o'clock local time, 3 Central, 4 Eastern, they're going to come out here and they're probably going to breach the fence and come out. So if you can't stay up that late, you know, make sure you share the feed, check videos of other journalists and media, of your friends on the ground, because when nobody's up, this is when they do that. So just be aware. I'll be live when I'm here, showing you, taking photos, video, showing you the truth on the ground. So I'm going to walk back through here. So you can see there's no feds. There's still the stench of tear gas from yesterday. It's usually in the park, within the first half of the park. If you barely kind of trough up some grass that's left, tear gas will come up, kind of give you, get you wheezing. So I'm going to walk back through the park. I'm going to kind of show you a little bit. Thanks for joining. You want to say why you brought the signs? You did on video, or? Sure. Yeah, you can go.
I brought the sign because I've been out, it's my third time out here in the last 4 days, and every time I come out here, I wish I had a sign, and today I finally got my shit together and I made a sign.
Nice. And it's very well lit, so it's good to see. And you brought a sign too? Is that a new one, or?
I didn't have much time to think of what to say, but I got the sign.
Nice. Well, yeah, I could say from being here the last couple days that the Wall of Moms has made a big difference, especially in making them think twice before they bombard the crowd. As the speaker said earlier, it really has delayed and prevented a lot of violence, which shows how much they're still doing, how much worse it was before too. So, sure, thanks for coming out. So, that was a few moms. You can see they have brand new signs. One, it sounds like maybe her first time out here. So there's new people every day out here. I think that's important to realize is people are coming from all over. Support the movement. So I'm gonna walk back over here and I'm gonna show you a medic tent. It's a witches medic tent. Oh, excuse me. So you can see a George Floyd sign. You can still hear some speakers in the background. So, once again, see this is native land sign or shield maybe. You can hear a "Feds go home" chant. Feel free to take a screenshot of this if you want to post this somewhere. I'll just hold this shot. I'm gonna back this up so you can see both signs. So the feds just said don't attempt to damage the fence, and there's like literally nobody's messing with the fence at all. I mean, I was just over there, I just showed you the fence. People were doing a drum circle. A drum, sorry, they weren't in a circle because the fence is in the way. But they were doing drumming and singing. So you can see you can register to vote here. This is a witches medic tent. You can see the medic symbols. I want to thank all the medics out here doing a great job. Thank them so much. Now I'm gonna set my feet down real quick. So I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna set my feet down real quick. I'm gonna be back in a couple seconds. Got to do some sound and video checks here. I'm gonna drink water, so be back in 30 seconds. Still here, everybody. Can't go live forever. We just had some. There you go. Thanks for staying there. Make sure the feed's good. The battery is working. A lot of time I'll plug it into a battery pack, things like that. Make sure the feed can still go. So, hold up. Jeez. Oh, somebody just turned on a blower and immediately started blowing some dust accidentally. So, we're in the park here. I'm gonna double back to the street. So, thanks for staying with the feed here. So I'm gonna stay on for another maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna bring the feed down and I'm gonna be back later tonight. I'll be here. Hey, look at this sign. What do you think about this? Danger zone. So you can see it's a danger fascism. So like I said, if you saw my post earlier, later at night when they start tear gassing the crowd, shooting munitions, it's extremely dangerous here. So I want to thank everybody that's holding it down, that's doing a great job. Because it's really, I want to stress, it's really dangerous after they start shooting munitions. And it's just as dangerous if people do not show up. If people do not show up and stand up to the fascism that's going on right in front of our eyes. There's people getting snatched. There's people getting arrested. We don't know who these feds are, what division they're from. We don't know how many people are being arrested many nights. I don't know if people are still being disappeared, because how would you know? Like, who do you ask? Like, we do not know. It's a very tenuous situation. And, you know, we know Donald Trump is doing this. You know, there's nothing to wait for. The fascism has been here. This has been happening to people of color, black people, indigenous people, Latino folks, the last couple of years. ICE raids, Customs and Border Patrol at the border. This is not new to many folks.
Black Lives Matter!
So I'm going to go back up to the fence and show you that, like, literally nothing is going on there, but they still had those announcements. So you can hear they're doing some announcements again, saying stay off the fence. There's literally nobody on the fence. I'm just gonna show you a long shot here. Here, look at this. Nobody's messing with the fence, and yet they're pretending like they are, saying don't mess with the fence. So, just want to show you once again the kind of double talk that they're doing out here. It's like nobody done anything to this fence.
Go ahead, girl.
So there's some signs on it, and you can see there's these huge concrete barriers in front of the fence that have been moved here for a day or two. So like I said, this is Johnny Dangerous reporting live in Portland, Oregon. 60 plus days of sustained protests. I want to thank the organizers, the activists, the people on the ground that have sustained this protest. This is incredibly hard to do day after day after day. To this level of brutality, this level of aggressiveness, day after day to sustain this. It really is something to see. You know, until a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, there was no fence here. Barricades weren't here. Wasn't reinforced. There were no feds. You know, these were protests in front of the Justice Center where those speakers were calling for defunding of the police by 50% of their budget. Before I go, like I said, I'm going to shut the feed down in a few minutes. I'm going to shut the feed down, but I'm going to be back later tonight. Look for photos and videos. And, you know, check Twitter. Check Facebook. Check social media, Instagram. Don't Shoot PDX. Amazing local group on the ground doing great work. I'm going to go up and show you this flag up on the fence. You can see this behind the drummers just a little bit ago. I'm going to show you a little bit different angle. You can see there's a BLM. If you can see that there right next to the flag. So thanks for joining. Like I said, follow those groups online, support them, show your solidarity, and support the people that are here on the ground, doing the good work. Okay, I'm gonna shut this down. Peace, love, solidarity. This is Johnny Dangerous. Out. Come back. In less than an hour, I'll be up live again. Black Lives Matter.